Hi, I'm David Groves, a policy researcher at the RAND Corporation, which is a nonprofit institution that helps improve policy and decision-making through research and analysis. At RAND, we tackle tough policy problems across a broad spectrum of issues that matter most, including energy and the environment, healthcare, transportation, economics, international security, and education. In many of these public policy areas, the effects of decisions made now will be wide-ranging, long-lasting, difficult to anticipate, and variable across time. They may also deeply concern a number of different communities of stakeholders whose goals, assumptions, and values are in considerable tension. All of this is true in the case of Louisiana's coastal sustainability crisis, where planners need to develop a robust strategy for halting the precipitous loss of coastal land and rising vulnerability to hurricane flooding, all in the face of considerable uncertainty about the future, competing stakeholder viewpoints, and other complexities. Today, I'm grateful for the opportunity to describe RAND's role in helping to develop a plan for addressing the crisis and creating a sustainable Louisiana coast. Before I proceed, I want to explain the two core tenets that lie at the heart of our work in Louisiana and in other projects that involve risk and uncertainty management. First, we have learned that those whose lives and livelihoods will be affected by a policy decision must be involved in the conversation to ensure that their concerns are addressed and their knowledge is incorporated. Second, we know that leading to lasting solutions, the analysis must be credible, objective, and based on the best available science and data. It should also strive to bring new and deeper understanding to all those involved in the decision. RAND's long tradition of innovative research and close involvement with decision makers allows us to combine sophisticated analysis with a process of participatory stakeholder engagement, helping decision makers identify risks, develop alternative strategies, and evaluate potential solutions under a wide range of future scenarios. This is the story of how that process worked for Louisiana. Louisiana is home to one of the largest and most productive coastal ecosystems in the world, and to many vibrant and unique cultures. But the region is in peril. Almost 2,000 square miles of Louisiana coastal land have been lost in the past 80 years because of rising sea levels, land subsidence, oil and natural gas development, and the management of the Mississippi River for flood control and navigation at the expense of other regional and national interests. Without action, land loss will not only continue, but actually accelerate in the coming decades, exceeding the current loss rate of one football field of land every 45 minutes. This coastal crisis is affecting a region that is vital to the health of the nation's waterborne commerce, refinery capacity, wildlife diversity, and seafood harvest. It is also making residents and businesses more vulnerable to flooding from hurricane-induced ocean surge and waves, such as those produced by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Until recently, those working to find a comprehensive solution struggled with a number of challenges, including the overwhelming array of options, the abundance of conflicting goals, the influence of political considerations and local interests, uncertainty about future coastal conditions, and an inability to show in quantitative terms how different strategies might work together to address land loss and flood risk challenges. In support of the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority of Louisiana, and in partnership with other organizations, RAND has played a central role in developing and evaluating different approaches to solving the crisis and protecting Louisiana communities. Together with state and federal policymakers, researchers and scientists from the region's top universities, engineering firms, government agencies, community members, and other nonprofit organizations, RAND helped develop a comprehensive 50-year master plan designed to achieve sustainability in the coastal region, which will reduce flood risk and ensure a vibrant, productive coastal ecosystem. Our first task was to develop an approach for evaluating how each of almost 400 individual projects might play a part in reducing flood risk and reversing ongoing land loss. As you can imagine, there was an enormous amount of information associated with each of these projects. With a powerful custom-made tool developed by RAND, the planning team was able to collect, organize, discuss, and compare this information in an objective and methodical fashion. Harnessing the power of the data allowed us to understand which candidate projects might contribute to the solution, knowing that implementing all of these projects would not only be too costly, but could also lead to many conflicts among them. It was clear early on that the master plan would consist of a set of what we call a portfolio of projects working together over a long period to solve Louisiana's coastal problems. Therefore, our second critical task was to assemble different sets of projects that would meet the state's many objectives for the coast. Of course, the two overarching goals of reducing risk from coastal flooding and of land restoration weren't the only considerations. We had to balance other important interests, including the area's cultural heritage, navigation needs, the health of different aspects of the ecosystem. For example, it was important to understand how different portfolios would affect the habitat of shrimp and oysters, which are vital sources of food and income for many Louisiana residents. Drawing on robust decision-making methodologies, we also helped reveal how different assumptions about future conditions, including predictions about sea level rise and rates of coastal land sinking known as subsidence, would affect the range of potential solutions. Our third critical task was for RAND to create interactive visualizations that people involved in the decision-making process could use to explore, understand, discuss, and evaluate potential strategies in the context of the entire coastal area over the coming decades. For example, one series of visualizations showed how diverting Mississippi River floodwaters from the river's main channel to surrounding land would both effectively nourish and build wetlands and, at the same time, affect shrimp and other species that live in areas influenced by freshwater diversions. By clearly showing likely outcomes based on scientific analysis, these visualizations made deliberations over trade-offs possible, allowing decision makers to develop the plan and helping build the public support needed to ensure its adoption by the Louisiana legislature. RAND's ability to bring together policymakers and other stakeholders in a process facilitated by powerful analytical tools played a critical role in developing a plan that, if implemented over the next several decades, will achieve coastal sustainability, bring about extensive economic benefits, and avert hundreds of billions of dollars in flood damage. But this type of work is equally applicable across a wide range of other tough policy problems, including water resources and flood risk management, energy planning, climate change adaptation and mitigation, community resilience, national security, and public health. Indeed, one of RAND's greatest strengths is our ability to bring clarity, objectivity, and collaboration to complex issues with long-lasting implications. I want to thank you for watching this video. I invite you to get in touch with RAND to learn more about how our work here is helping individuals, communities, and nations be safer, healthier, more secure, and more prosperous.